Our next review here is going to be for the film The Last Dragon. The Last Dragon, 1985 here. Actually, this movie just recently had its 40th year anniversary. They put it out in theaters last year, and they were doing a big whole promotion for that. I didn't wasn't able to see it in theaters last year, but doing a review for it now, Black History Month. Why not check it out there? Won the poll. I have not seen Last Dragon ever in my life, so this was a fun watch there to see it for the first time. I'd heard a lot about it. And what is this movie about here? Well, you have a character here named Leroy Green, or people in the movie call him Bruce Leroy, there because of his obsession with Bruce Lee. This character loves Bruce Lee movies, and you can say this movie is heavily inspired by a lot of kung fu films there throughout it. I mean, they even play Bruce Lee movies in it. They play Fist of Fury, they play Enter the Dragon, they play all that even in the movie there. And he's a character there that is looking for the master there, a master that's going to help him teach him his final level of martial arts, which is known as the glow. That's the final element there, the last part of his training there. And when he goes back home, and this is set in New York City, and when he's at home there, he encounters some figures there that, are kind of troublesome for him. You know what I mean? This young guy there, most notably a famous iconic character who, even though I haven't seen the movie, I do know of this character of Show Nuff, who's in the movie there, who's played by Julius Carey there. And the character who plays Leroy Green is the actor who plays him as Tamik there, who still looks really good there. By the way, they did an interview with him for the 40th anniversary. Still keeps himself in really good shape and everything like that, even though he's in his 60s. So yeah, it looks really good there. And then another antagonist of it is you have a corrupt businessman guy there, who really, wants to push his girlfriend in this, Angela, who seems like she's trying to be like a Cyndi Lauper type, I guess, like her big thing there. So like he's trying to push her on to this club promoter singer, who's called Laura Charles there, who's played by a person named Vanity, actress named Vanity there. And yeah, I think wasn't Vanity. That was Prince's girl, wasn't it? When that
Yeah, yeah, I think they were together at some point, but they did numerous music videos. She was in Purple Rain, so she was very much in the Prince hemisphere of the music.
Okay, yeah. So you got her in there as well. So yeah, she's like this club promoter, also the singer as well. And his big master plan is he just wants to kidnap her and force her to play his girlfriend's music. And it's like, hey, I really want you to play this song. And she hears it, she's like, this is shit. Like, what the fuck? I'm not playing this in my club. Like, she'd rather die and get beat up than play her fucking music at the club there. But yeah, so that's what you got here as well. So yeah, it's kind of the setup here. You kind of going on there, and then she's the main love interest of the movie for Leroy Green in it. Neil, what are your thoughts for The Last Dragon there?
So I had seen this movie years and years ago, so I had to brush up on it a little bit. But I think this is a really stylish blend of black exploitation and martial arts cinema. It is a bit goofy and campy, but at the same time, that's part of the charm. I think. Timok and Vandy are both good in the roles, but you are right. Julius Carey as Shonuff just steals the entire movie from everyone. He is just a really entertaining villain who just sucks up all the energy in the room. But it's a really good combination of like very disparate artistic influences, but I think it makes a really enjoyable, fun movie experience. I liked it quite a bit.
And this is show enough right here, just in case somebody's ever. So he's got a very iconic look. Him and his gang, who they instantly know about him because everybody says like this dude Leroy Green, he is the baddest guy and he knows kung fu better than you there. And his whole thing is about challenging him to fight him and beat him so he can be the shogun, even though I don't know what the fuck would he be the shogun of. I don't know exactly, like New York City.
He'd be the Shogun of Harlem. That's all he needs to be, is the Shogun of Harlem.
Just the Shogun of Harlem. So he's kind of got that kind of going. And like he has a very distinct. Let me play a little bit of him right here. There. So they're always trying to get him to fight. And Leroy Green only seems like he only fights for protection purposes, or if somebody else is in danger, that's when he'll kind of fight there. We see him there. But you kind of go like that. But let's take a look here.
Right.
Who do you wish to fight then? One of them or one of the ladies, maybe? Yeah, since you're too much of a sissy to fight me, maybe they're more your speed. Girls, maybe you can get a rise out of this limp wimp.
And like the whole crew are like a mashup of like Mad Max plus like the Warriors there, Village People, I guess a little bit. You want to throw that in there as well. Like it's very strange, odd character dressed people that you kind of got here, which
Well,
adds to it.
well, well, his entire gang is basically like you said, the Warriors, because they're all like super, over the top characters who, just are very loud personalities. And Shonuff in particular, he's basically like one of the gang leaders from the Warriors because he's like always just trying to challenge Leroy, who is just, kind of naive to a fault in this movie, and he just wants to show how strong he is just compared to everyone else. He has very like silly motivations, but that's kind of what makes this character entertaining.
Yeah, and Leroy Green, who is a character that I mean, I think out of everybody in the movie, I mean, I'd say the actor is kind of maybe the weakest out of everybody here. I don't know exactly what he did beforehand, but I think out of everybody, yeah, he's kind of the weakest here out of everybody.
He's
Um,
primarily a martial artist and stuntman, so he's not really an actor per se. So that may contribute a little to his performance being a bit weak.
Okay. But I would say his kind of weakness in his performance kind of adds to the character because it's like I think it's kind of a little bit like maybe he has a little bit on the spectrum, a little bit on he's got a little tism going on because he's like
Hmm.
very obsessed with like Chinese culture being in martial arts there. He always wears what's that? What do you call it? That you I don't know what you call that martial arts uniform that they kind of wear there, if you know what
I
I'm
know what
talking
you I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name of it, unfortunately. Sorry.
about.
I'd have to see it, but is it a gi? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't think it's
Okay.
not
No.
the gi, but it's like something he yeah kind of walks around with just daily there. Let me see if I can pull it up there. But yeah, he's very obsessed with that. And he eats like there's a scene where he's in the theater and then he eats popcorn with chopsticks going on
I
there.
that I love. Just that little touches just adds a lot to his character. Just how like he meticulously thinks about stuff to a fault, because that's kind of his whole character flaw. Is just that he's like doesn't really know the world and is not and is like doesn't know how to react to new situations, whether it's from Shonuff or Vanity, the DJ, or anything like that.
Okay, so this is the theater. This is he's wearing it in the theater scene. So I want to know what do you think? What do you call this right here? If Sage can take a look at it, maybe he can get a good idea here. But yeah, like his kind of him being so naive. And the theater scene's crazy too. That's where you first see Show Nuff, and kind of see him there. And that's kind of where you have all these crazy characters in it, that show up like dudes in tube tops and that's pink. Like all types of kind of crazy stuff there. But let's see here if you can kind of get a good idea of what he's kind of wearing in this there. So he's kind of got the hat on. Let me see if I can get a better shot at it right here. I think it comes up a little sooner. Let me see. I think I missed it, but yeah, huh? He walks out to. Let me see.
Maybe earlier.
Well, I think he does it right here. Oh yeah, right there. He kind of does it. So I don't know what do you call that right there?
I mean, I recognize it, but I couldn't tell you what the name for it is.
Okay, but he's typically wearing that in it and very I don't know, seems like culturally confused kind of guy. And then he runs into Asian guys there because he runs into a place called the Master there where he's trying to see it. He's trying to go in there, but it's a bunch of Asian guys who's doing bebop and doing breakdancing and talking like black guys from Harlem. And he's kind of got that. So it's like very like he's kind of like, I don't know what to think of this. So it like I said, it adds to kind of I think the movie, him not being such a good actor, I think that's kind of really works for it as well there. What do you think about the action scenes when they do actually the martial arts scenes, since that is what the actor is really good at? He's got a background in that. What do you think about that?
I thought the action scenes were pretty good. I think the actual fighting was well done and everything, but I just didn't really think they were shot particularly well. This may be I mean, this was not filmed by a crew that really knew how to film like action scenes and stuff like that. So there may be some fault with the filming on because of that. But I thought the actual fighting was good. It's just I wish they were blocked and shot better because like there are several points where like it just seems like the actors are too close to the camera as opposed to like more widespread so you can see all the moves they're doing and stuff like that. But you know, kind of a B rating for the fight scenes to me at least.
Yeah, the final fight isn't too bad. I mean, is it the best like action fight I've ever seen in a martial arts movie? No, but I think the final fight is cool. Like when he does the final showdown between him and Sho'nuff there, and when Sho'nuff teams up with the business guy there, Eddie, to take him down. I think that's kind of fun. And then Sho'nuff has his own like special glow power of his own. And then that moment where Leroy kind of freaks out and he goes like, "What the fuck?" And then he goes Super Saiyan 2 and he kind of levels.
Right.
I thought that was kind of a really great moment, and I kind of like that quite a bit. So he's kind of got his own thing. So I thought that was kind of awesome. Yeah, so I mean, and then the whole relationship between him and Vanity. I thought that was sweet too. I thought that was kind of sweet. Like you said, very innocent guy. And then, obviously instantly, I mean, she's stunning. I mean, Vanny, gorgeous woman. Nobody's ever seen it before. She recently actually passed away not that long ago, 8 or so years ago. But yeah, so very stunning woman there as well. And she, performs in it as well in that. But this is her if nobody's ever seen her before. And I like even when he does like his big like date proposal thing, he still got his own Chinese outfit on. He still got that on. He still has his own there.
I mean, that's just who he is at that point. You're just not surprised because like that's who he is.
Yeah. But then I mean, so it kind of adds to it. And the humor of it really works. Like when he has like we see his family in it, and his father who owns a pizza shop. So he's a black guy that owns a pizza shop there. And then he has like a little brother. And then his parents work at the pizza shop. He's got a little brother, the little sister is Rudy from Rudy Huxtable there.
Really?
Keisha Pullman, yeah, who's in there. So she's in there as good old Rudy Huxtable. So I thought that was I was like, instantly I was like, sorry, as a little girl. I was like, oh, that's Rudy. I was like, oh yeah, that's her. I was like, oh, okay. Very very cool there. So, and then his brother says something funny. His brother calls him. He says he's a chocolate covered yellow peril. I thought that was kind of funny when he calls his brother that. I thought that was kind of really worked there. But yeah, I thought that. But of course, the whole thing is like the glow, the true power. You know what I mean? Is within you. You know what I mean? So he had it all within him the whole time. There,
right? Because like the movie, the plot of the movie is set off because his master tells him to find the glow, to find another master, some dumb goy, somewhere in the city to find the glow. But then, yeah, as the movie goes on, you realize it's the power was in you all along kind of story. But it's a fun journey to get to that point.
Yeah, and the guy that's his master in it. He living nice. He got a nice kind of look like a penthouse place. I mean, he must be making a lot of money off them karate lessons. I was like, whoa, okay.
1980s dollars went a lot further than they do in 2026. Let me tell you.
Yeah. So, hey, that was really great there. Yeah. What be your final thoughts rating, man, for The Last Dragon?
My final thoughts are this is not like a really top tier martial arts movie, but it is a really fun and entertaining movie that kind of combines a lot of elements from blaxploitation cinema and martial arts cinema to make a really fun and unique movie. I would give this a solid tune in. I think this is a really fun movie, and I think anyone who watches it will have a good time with it. So tune into the Last Dragon and stay for Sho'nuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it knows what it is. I mean, it knows it's kind of crazy and kind of goofy, and I appreciate the movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously there. It's having fun. The blend of elements of comedy, the martial arts there, like I said, blaxploitation film as well with that. The appreciation of martial arts film as well that we see here, the respect that is given to that. I think it also has that. as well. So that's awesome. With this, that's incredible. Yeah, it's fun when he first saves Vanity there. He beats up those guys that are trying to kidnap her. And the guy come back, they tell the story. It's like, man, it was 20 of them, man. It was 20 10 feet tall black guys that came and rushed, man. Nothing we could do about it. I thought that, yeah, that really worked. So yeah, so I mean, there's a lot to really like about this movie, even that, how kind of corny it is in a lot of those sense. So I think that's really great there, and it's still heavily remembered that all these years later, 40 years later, people still talk about it. People talk about Sure Enough, quote it, Kiss My Converse there, Who's the Master. People talk about that a lot. So yeah, classic film. So I give it a good tune in. I like watching this. I definitely watch it again. I watched it on Tubi. It's on Tubi for free if people want to check it out. Good old
through, man.
yeah, Tubi has some good ones on there, man. Every now and then you go like, hey, Tubi's on Tubi, so I checked it out there.
All those Cartoon Network shows that got pulled from HBO Max are on Tubi now.
Oh yeah, really?
Hey.
Like Eddie and all them. Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls and yeah, Tubi has a lot of great stuff. Like I saw Memories of Murder for the first time on Tubi, so it's a great service.
Yeah, hey man, they doing a lot for movies, Tubi. I appreciate Tubi, man. I don't care what anybody says bad about Tubi. I love Tubi.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. So 2 good tune-ins for The Last Dragon.